This is Dakota News Now, your first alert station.
Good evening, I'm Andrea Anderson.
I'm Brian Allen. Sioux Falls dealing with a lot of growing pains these days as the city catches up to meet the demand of a growing population. Venue space is increasingly hard to come by.
That's especially true for couples looking to hold their wedding in the city, as more and more have to compromise on their venue and their date too. Cooper Seymour is joining us with our top story here at 6. Cooper.
Yeah, Brian and Andrea, if you're a couple thinking about tying the knot here in Sioux Falls, you'd better be planning well in advance to get that date and venue that you want. The end of October is not the traditional wedding season for Sioux Falls, but with how busy this city is now almost every weekend with events year-round, wedding season is really any time for couples that they can find a venue and a date.
You know, we used to think of it as a summertime thing. Not anymore. You just never know. And it's not just a Saturday or a Sunday anymore.
Experienced Sioux Falls CEO Terry Schmidt says they're hearing constantly from venues that they're full on bookings and from couples trying to find venues. She says while the summer is still the busiest time of the year, that search for space is now all the time and in every corner of the city.
From parks to attractions to then the more traditional spaces like the churches and even the convention center and other facilities that are not churches.
Those forced to look at non-traditional spaces like the convention center or try and get in new spaces like the Canopy by Hilton downtown are competing against other small events that the city has attracted. That, plus many couples coming from outside of the city to get married here, is driving up the demand.
We used to say that, well, you're pretty certain to take a date a year from now. There won't be anything going on. Not anymore. Now you have to expect that there are multiple events and activities taking place.
Schmidt says while you can still find some spaces a year out, looking farther ahead may be needed.
If you know you have a date that your heart is set on for your wedding, you better book it at least a year out, if not further, and then work with that venue to keep that space for you.
Schmidt says the industry is responding with more and more venues opening up as time goes on, especially some larger projects in the city wrap up, but says it will take some time for that to meet the demand.